Good morning, everyone, and welcome back. Sorry about no video on Wednesday, but we will be posting one this next one. So today we are starting off and gonna make some huevos veracruzanos. Super yummy. So this is huevos, like four huevos a la mexicana, but the difference is that they're covered in or smothered in a sauce. Show you how to make that sauce. And then, of course, what makes these tacos as well is the salsita that we use. Now, I took this from one of the restaurants that we used to go to. They unfortunately have closed down. But let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do these in sections, okay? So we're going to start off with the salsa, which is why I have the onions chopped up. And we are working on the salsita here. So what I have here in the pot starting to boil is 2 jitomates with the green tomatoes. I have 3 jalapenos now, and I put like half a teaspoon of garlic in there. So now we're just letting that boil, and what we're going to do is we're going to blend that. Let's go ahead and go back to the onions. Okay, so what we're going to do next is we have our onion chopped up. Now we're going to do chop up a little bit of cilantro and key avocado. Avocado is key in the salsa. So this salsa is called salsa de aguacate or avocado salsa. This is how, you know how when you go to restaurants, they'll have like 3 or 4 different salsas sometimes that you can try. This particular restaurant had peanut salsa, which was salsa de aguacate. They had the avocado, and then they had like the dried chile salsa. Chile de cascabel, but this was my favorite. This was my favorite, and this is what made the tacos or the breakfast for me. So it's a long process of doing everything, so I'm starting just in sections, starting to do everything a little bit at a time. So let's go ahead and get the avocado carefully, because of course the avocado is so we want to try to keep it in chunks. And that the tomatoes and the jalapenos are still cooking or boiling. So we put that in there. And let's go ahead and check on our tomatoes and jalapenos. Okay, so these pretty much look done. Let's go ahead and take these out. And we're going to blend them. Okay, and what we're going to do is we're going to get a big cooking spoon. And we're going to get some of the water because it has some garlic in there. Okay, let's try that. Let's go ahead and stop this. Let's go ahead and bring it and start blending. Jalapenos, I think, are still in there, not blended right. I think this one looks good. Okay, so let's go ahead and wait for that to cool off a little bit. But it's nice and blended. And now what we're going to do is we are going to pour it in there. And that's going to make our salsa. But then, since this is nice and cool, this is really hot, just straight out of the stove, we're going to wait for it to cool. Now what we're going to do is we're going to start working on our sauce, which is chipotle and I buy it in the sauce. It is sour cream and black tomato. I mean black beans. I'm sorry. I don't know why tomatoes. Okay, so it is sour cream, it is chipotle sauce, and it's black beans. So let's go ahead and work on that and get that all blended up. We'll be right back. Okay, so we are here blender. We're gonna do about half a can of beans. Oops, that went that. Okay, so we're gonna do about, and this is all in about, I haven't made these in about a year or over that, so we're gonna see. One, let's do two, and let's do 3 tablespoons of sour cream. And okay, and then now we're gonna do some chipotle. So now we're going to go ahead and blend all this. Let's go ahead and add a little bit of the bean water in there. And let's go ahead and blend that. I went ahead and added an extra spoon of sour cream. Okay, so I went ahead and added an extra spoon or tablespoon of chipotle. Let's go ahead and okay. Let's do a little taste test. Perfect. Okay, so that was half a can of beans. That was 4 tablespoons of sour cream. Now you can use the liquid sour cream as well. Just be careful with how much you pour in there. And it was 2 tablespoons of the chipotle sauce. Super saucy, super creamy, really, really good. That's what it looks like in there. So this is what we're gonna use to pour on top of our tacos. Now let's go ahead and get started on our tacos. Okay, so now that we've made the beans or the salsa that we're going to be using, and this has cooled off. So what we're going to do is we're going to pour it in there. And we're going to mix this up. And there is our salsita. If you like more onions, you can add more onions. But you can see the cilantro, the onions, the avocado. Then you can add a little salt in there as well. Okay, so our salsa is ready. Our salsa for the tacos to smother them in is ready. So now it's time to start working on the tacos a la mexicana, and that's how we prepare our eggs. So let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we're getting started on prepping our veggies to make the huevos a la mexicana. So we have our onion chopped up, we have our tomato. Now, I don't know if you all have noticed, but whenever I make my jalapenos, and I don't want them to be extra spicy, just in case, I always de-seed them just to make it edible, because you don't want it to be extra hot. So let's go ahead and chop up those jalapenos and add them to our pan. Okay, so we added our onion to our pan. Let's go ahead and wait for this to saute, and then we'll add the other veggies and the egg, and let's get started. Now, while our onion gets cooking, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and in our salsa that we prepped here, we're gonna add, just a lid worth of lime. And let's go ahead and stir that up. Trust me, it's delicious. Okay, so our onion is going. Now we're gonna go ahead and add the tomato and the jalapeno. And another reason why I deveined and de-seeded the jalapenos, remember, we have a salsa that we made that we're gonna add to the on top of the meal, and that was cooked with everything. So we already have 3 jalapenos over there, and if we add more jalapenos, it's just gonna make it spicier. But if you all like it really, really hot, then be my guest and leave the seeds. It is just completely up to you. So we're gonna go ahead and let that cook for a little bit, and then we're gonna go ahead and add our egg. Let me go ahead and add a little bit more oil, and then we're gonna go ahead and add a little bit of salt to it. Okay, so while our egg is our veggies are cooking and we're gonna add the egg, let's go ahead and put our tortillas in the microwave, and we're gonna put them in there for 2 minutes. Okay, so there's already a minute 16 in there, so let's go ahead and do it for that. Okay, we're back to our vegetables here. We need to let those cook very well. Okay, so we have cracked 3 eggs in there. Now let's go ahead and mix it all up. Okay, and let our egg cook. And then what we're gonna do is make the taquitos. So here I have our tortillas, and we have our sauce. And one thing I had forgotten to mention, which is so important in this meal as well, is we need to add mozzarella cheese on top of the tacos, on top of the sauce. Let's go ahead and let this. Oh my goodness. This is one of my longest meals that I have, so I don't cook it as often, and I can't cook it like during my lunch or anything. So it's got to be a weekend meal for me. So today is my Saturday. This video will be posted on Wednesday. I hope you all enjoy it and enjoy the meal like my husband and I do. Okay, so our egg is pretty much cooked. It's just a little bit. And if you want to add more eggs, you can go ahead and do so. I'm not cooking a lot. I'm just making, I think it's like 7 taquitos that I'm going to be making. So here it is. Let's go ahead and get started here. I'm having problems separating the tortillas. Okay. Sorry, my allergies are acting up on me. Okay, so here we go. So we got our spoon, and we're gonna make our taquitos. Okay, so our taquitos, let's fold them up and stack them up. Okay, so then after you've got them prepped like this, okay, so I fixed them up a little bit more. So what we're gonna do here is literally smother these. In this bean and chipotle salsa. And of course, your taquitos inside, everything, the tortillas and the egg is still hot inside, but our beans are not, so we need to warm those up so they're not too hot. Let's go ahead and cover all that up. And then next what we do is we're gonna add the mozzarella. Okay, so we're gonna add the mozzarella, and don't be stingy with it, guys. Like, throw it in there. Like, all these flavors together, the beans, the eggs, the cheese, everything has its unique flavor, and that just adds to it. So here we go. And then now we're gonna stick it in the microwave so that we can melt the cheese and warm up the beans. So then let's go with me to my microwave. And we're gonna put it in there for 1 minute. So here is our finished product. I did have a few more beans left, so I'm just gonna put it on top and stick it in the microwave for like 30 seconds. Okay, so here's our finished plate. And, oh my goodness. Now we add our salsa on top. And this is the bomb. Make sure you cover a lot of it. And here it is. Trust me, the beans don't give it justice with the way it looks, but the taste is freaking awesome. So, huevos a la veracruzana. So there you go. We'll go ahead and cover this one too. This is a Hubster's plate. We'll just pour it on there. It's a little hot, but nothing else is hot, so the flavors will, the spiciness will be fine. Okay, so thank you all so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And see you all next week. Bye. Have a phenomenal week, guys. Bye-bye.